Hello, I'm Zeke, and welcome to the Zekely Podcast. Let's talk Pennsylvania. The guest I have today is a resident of Bucks County, Pennsylvania. She's a wife, mother, attorney, and currently running to be a judge of the Court of Common Pleas. Thank you so much for being here, Dawn Burke.
I'm Zeke, a doctor, a Pennsylvanian, and an unapologetic supporter of democratic values. You might have seen me on social media working my ass off for Democrats and meeting some pretty amazing people along the way, like President Barack Obama and Governor Josh Shapiro. For years, I've knocked thousands of doors all over Pennsylvania and poured my heart and soul into supporting candidates and causes that make a difference, from local school board races to national elections. The personal is political, and I take every election in Pennsylvania personally. Where the mainstream media has failed you, I will give you truth and independence. You'll hear from Democratic leaders, candidates, and change makers who are working to improve the health of the Commonwealth, and it won't be boring as hell. No matter where you are, I'll meet you with hope and a plan to make your community better one day at a time. Welcome to the Zekely Podcast. Let's talk Pennsylvania.
Hello, Zeke, and thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. And I just have to give a shout out, if I could, to Maureen Smith, because when we first started this whole process, pre-primary, she's like, Dawn, you have to get on the Zeke show. I'm like, what the heck's the Zeke show? And then I corresponded with you. I'm like, oh my gosh, Maureen, guess what? I'm on the Zeke show.
And here we are on the Zekely Podcast. This is great. Is this your first podcast?
It is,
Oh,
yes.
perfect. Well, we're going to have a lot of fun, learn all about you and play some games. Are you ready?
Ready.
What types of cases does a common pleas judge hear, and why are you running for this position?
So the Common Pleas Court is considered the trial court level. So you can appeal from the district court to the Court of Common Pleas, but their original jurisdiction would be any civil matter over $12,000, any criminal matter, any family court matter, as well as orphans court, wills and estates and things like that. And the reason I'm running for judge is I began my career in the Philly DA's office. I was there for 11 years, and I handled thousands and thousands of trials. And I knew then someday I wanted to do this because I saw the difference a good judge can make and the awful difference a bad judge can make. And I tell people, though, it's not just experience. It is what type of person is this? What is their work ethic? Because at the end of the day, this is truly a public service position. We're there to serve the public and do as much good as we can, not to cross a case off our docket and get out of court as quick as we can and get to the golf course, which, by the way, I don't golf. So
Me neither.
yeah, right. So I'm truly there to do as much good as I can. And what is their why? And unfortunately, my brother passed away 4 years ago.
I'm sorry.
It was awful, and thank you. And he suffered from the disease of addiction. And as a result of that disease, he was brought through every single area of our courts. Protection from abuse, custody, divorce, child support, civil when he wasn't paying his bills as a result of the addiction, criminal, believe it or not, orphans court with a will contest after he passed away. And after he passed, my resolve was even stronger because I knew I want to be the type of judge I wish he had encountered along the way, which is firm, but kind and empathetic. Somebody who knows and recognizes he's a human being, no matter how low he is in his life at that moment. So
That
that's
makes
why.
so much sense. And again, I'm sorry about the passing of your brother, but
Thank you.
it totally makes sense that those experiences that you saw your brother have would inspire you to want to become a judge and give other people in similar circumstances the empathy that you felt he deserved. Absolutely. And just to orient everyone, I like to do this on the show, the structure of the judiciary in Pennsylvania. So at the very top, we have the state Supreme Court, kind of like a pyramid. Below that, we have the Superior Court next to the Commonwealth Court. And right below that, the Court of Common Pleas, right? And
Correct.
that's where you're
Yes.
trying to be judge.
Correct.
Well,
Yes.
thank you very much for running.
Sure. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Dawn, do you have any hobbies?
I very much like to go to the gym. I do CrossFit. I like spin classes. I like to get up early and start my day that way. When I have downtime, which is not very often, my favorite place is the beach. I love the
Okay.
beach. And of all my 3 kids, my youngest likes the beach as much as me. And she's
Oh,
actually a Wildwood Crest beach card. So
nice.
I have the opportunity to go visit her in the summer. So They're my hobbies, I'd say.
Now, you said you do CrossFit. I'm
Hmm.
curious, you're in Bucks County, and
Hmm.
also Danny Seisler is running for
Hmm.
sheriff in Bucks County, who also does
Yes.
CrossFit. Do you ever
Yes.
cross paths on the CrossFit trail?
No, but I've noticed him post different CrossFits that he
Uh-huh.
goes to, and one
Yes.
of these days I'm going to join him. Yes.
That's awesome. Well, I probably at some point, I'm hoping that when you become judge and he becomes sheriff, you would actually interface because the sheriff actually works with the Court of Common Pleas to carry out whatever it is that you rule on. So that would be
Absolutely.
and then you can go
Yes.
to CrossFit afterwards.
There you go.
Very cool. Don, you have provided legal counsel to a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering individuals with mental disabilities. So, what types of services did you give to help the organization?
We meet monthly and we discuss everything going on there. It actually has grown quite a bit because they started with, I think, one property. And I want to say now they have about 5 properties.
Okay.
So I assisted them with purchasing the properties
Uh-huh.
and then redoing the properties with all the contracts as they're redoing them. And also, a lot of it is funded by the county. So I would have to review all the requirements of the county and make sure we were in compliance with that.
Okay. Is there a reason why you chose that particular organization? I think it's great that you're providing legal services for, a marginalized community, people with mental disabilities. Is there something in your past that touched you wanted to provide services for that?
There have been mental health issues in my family. There have been mental health issues professionally with somebody my husband and I were very closely associated with. And that particular person went from being number one in his law school class, just brilliant and an excellent trial attorney, to a pretty sad state is where he is
Hmm.
today.
Yeah.
So I find anything we can do to help anybody, not just the
Hmm.
mentally challenged or
Hmm.
ill, anybody, anything we can do. But that is very near and dear
Personal.
to my heart.
That's great. Well, I'm very happy that you're providing those services because mental health is so undervalued in America in a lot of ways. And I have a therapist I go to. I like to talk about it on the show a lot, and so I'm really happy that you're providing an organization with legal expertise because those organizations need to thrive.
Agreed.
How does social media play into your campaign?
Well, I started with my daughter helping me with the social media.
Hmm.
And then that wasn't quick enough. So I started doing it myself. And then I said, all right, this is just too much. So I have somebody helping.
Hmm.
I am very active on Facebook, I would say.
Hmm.
And I'm working on Instagram. And that's where I am.
Well, I hope your daughter gets you onto TikTok. I mean, it's my favorite platform, I have to say.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. I like to compare. We were all Facebook people, right? I mean,
Mm,
I was there in college when it was first coming up, and there'll always be a soft spot for me with Facebook. But I feel like Facebook is kind of like stock car racing, and TikTok is like Formula One. It's just
okay.
fast paced and it's great. So if you ever
Okay.
find yourself on TikTok, I will be sure to collaborate with you. We'll
I
have
will
a
do
lot.
my best to get there.
Don, tell me about your current job as a lawyer and how it has prepared you to be a judge.
Well, since I left the DA's office, I would say I've done pretty much everything. Civil litigation. I'm currently in-house counsel for a large real estate brokerage. So I work with a lot of different people, different
Uh-huh.
personalities, right? And a lot of trying to see where this person's coming from, where is this person coming from, how can we resolve this? So I would say in the in-house counsel position, that's how that has prepared me. As far as the rest of it, it's litigation. So I have the criminal experience, I
Mhm.
have the civil experience, I have the orphans court experience, I have the family court experience. So I could basically go into any one of those courts and
Mhm.
know what I'm doing from day
Right.
one.
You're highly experienced and highly qualified. That's the message I'm getting. Well, let's play a little game. And
Hmm.
this is a game that you've probably heard before. What the buck? All right, because
Okay.
you're in Bucks County. So
Hmm.
I have a couple questions to ask. See if you can get it right.
I
Uh,
I must confess, I'm not going to know the answer like Bob Harvey knew it. I'm not going to know that.
it's okay. Which 1989 John Candy comedy featured him as a messy but lovable uncle?
I don't know.
Uncle Buck.
Okay. I should have known that.
What the buck, Don?
What the buck? I should have
What the
known
buck?
that.
It's okay. This rapper's debut single, Let Me In, came out in 2004. Young Buck. What the buck, Don?
I know. All
All right.
right. I'm going
Here's
to get
a
the next one. It's going to
Okay,
be
this-
Buck something.
Yeah, well, this is the last one, okay?
Okay.
So, "The Buck Stops Here" was famously displayed on a sign in which U.S. president's Oval Office?
Stops here.
The buck stops here.
Clinton? I don't know.
Harry Truman. There you go.
Okay.
What the buck, Don?
All right. What the buck?
Well, thanks for playing What the Buck. You were once a former Philadelphia assistant district attorney. You said that before. Did you ever have a case that made you realize becoming a judge was something you were interested in pursuing? Like, I know that you said that you had the experience with your brother, but was there another particular case that really stuck with you?
The case that really stuck with me
Mm-hmm.
was a little boy was shot in the head. He was sitting in the back seat of a car and he was caught in a crossfire with two rival gangs shooting at each other. The police had apprehended one individual immediately, which I tried to a jury and convicted. The other two fled and they were gone. It was about a year. Nobody could find them. So we worked to apprehend them. They were finally apprehended, and I tried both of those to a jury. And I remember an elderly juror saying to me, because I just was having so many fights with the judge, and it was just, okay, I need to get this evidence in. It has to get in. I
Right.
have to convict these people because this was atrocious. To have that kind of disregard for human life,
Yeah.
to be shooting in broad daylight in the streets of North Philadelphia, where a little child of 5, I think he was, gets shot in the head, was just awful to me.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And the elderly juror said to me, if I'm ever in trouble, I want you on my side. That never left me. And I knew I have to keep fighting for people. I have to do it.
That's a powerful story. I mean, I'm glad that you finally got justice for the family, and clearly the juror saw something in you. Was that common that jurors would say things to you during cases or afterwards?
Not like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
you
like
would
that.
talk, you would have the chance if they wanted to talk to you, they could talk to you. And it also depended on the judge.
Okay.
Often, like that judge would allow you to talk to the jury.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions? But not every judge did that.
Got it. Well, that's a powerful story. And again, I'm glad you're pursuing this. And clearly, there are many people who see you have a lot of promise and will do well.
Thank you.
Dawn, what does your family think of your judicial run? I mean, I know your daughter's helping you with social media, but what does everyone else think of your aspirations?
I know. It's a lot. It's a lot
Yeah.
to campaign, and it's a lot. And I've expressed that, like a little bit of not hesitant. I'm not hesitant at all, but I have a lot of responsibilities. I have work. I have my family. So I have my parents who my dad is still working because he's raising my brother's son. So in my dad's mind, he needs to provide for my brother's son. And my dad needs a lot of help because he's getting up there. So when I express how much do I put into this, both financially of my own money and my energies, my daughter said to me, Mom, look at all you have done for us, right? You would do anything for us, and you have. Now it's time for you to do for you. So
That's so nice.
that was
That's
very
great.
nice. Yes.
That's great. I mean,
Yes.
because I'm sure you know that you would not be able to accomplish a lot of what you want to do without that type of family support. You know, if
Yes,
everyone is
yes.
against you, it's not possible to do. So
No.
that's great that they're so
Yes.
supportive, and gosh, they're going to be so proud of you
Yeah.
when you're elected.
And my husband's very supportive, which is good.
Yeah.
Because I do have my moments where I think in the race you have good days and bad days, right?
Yeah, right.
And on my bad days, I unfortunately do take it out on him. He said, Dawn, you get a pass until November 5th. You're
That's
good.
right. And then you all get a big sigh of relief and take a vacation.
Yeah.
All right, Don, I have to know. Do you have some robes in your virtual shopping cart already picked out for your judicial career?
No.
Not yet.
No. I wouldn't jinx myself that way.
No.
No.
Do you think you'll be more of a deluxe, robe wearer or more of a classical robe wearer? You have some visions of that? You know, the zipper or the button?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I probably would buy one of each and see which one I preferred.
And try which
Yes.
one?
Yep.
And I also hope that maybe you'll think of some flair to wear when you dissent on some opinions. I just
For
feel like
sure.
that's something you have to have in your back pocket. I
Yes,
think I think
absolutely.
Judge Brandon Newman says he has certain socks that he wears sometimes, and
Aren't
so
they called happy socks? I think they're called
I
happy
think
socks.
so. I think so. It'll come to you. I look forward to the day you have to have those types of questions in your mind. Well, Don, what's your favorite part of living in Bucks County?
It's beautiful here, it really is. Well, first of all, it's where we live. 95 is literally around the corner. And we did
Mhm.
that purposefully because my husband works in Center City. So it's easy on, easy off. We're close to New York City. We're close to Princeton, New Jersey, Trenton,
Mhm.
New Jersey. So I like the proximity to of where we are.
Mhm.
And I also love the area. We
Yeah.
have a lot of open space here. We have tons to do.
There's a lot of great stuff to do in Bucks County, like Sesame Place and all these farms
Mhm.
you can go to, and
Mhm.
it's just a very beautiful area.
Yes.
So, yeah, I can imagine that your kids probably enjoyed very much growing up there as well. Some people say, Don, that interpreting the law shouldn't be a partisan issue. But I think history has shown us that time and time again, the political ideologies do, in fact, influence decisions in the judicial system. So you are being endorsed by the Democratic Party. How does being a Democrat influence your interpretations of the law?
I don't think, I know. Once you put that robe on, politics cannot come into play.
Hmm.
It's about applying the law to the facts before you, no matter who is in front of you, and equally across the board. So I think with that being said, your politics, I think, are part of who you are. And your politics are my whole life, my experience.
Hmm.
What kind of person am I? What is my lived experience? And how do I view this person before me who is somebody maybe on their worst day, but most people aren't evil people. Most people are good and they do bad things for different reasons. And if I can search to find out what those reasons are,
Hmm.
and depending on the situation, possibly help that person to prevent the recidivism, then I'm doing a beautiful thing. And I don't know if that's politics or if that's just who I am or if it's a lot of my lived experiences,
Hmm.
learning I don't know it all. And I learned the hard way, I don't know it all. So your job as a judge is to listen, right? And not know it all, not prejudge, listen, hear their story,
Hmm.
and go from there. Does that
I
make
mean,
sense?
it does. I think that the Democratic Party knows who you are. Otherwise, it wouldn't have endorsed you. Being a Democrat, you have a certain ideologies, a
Mm-hmm.
certain set of morals. But you talked at the very beginning. You said you watched your brother go through a terrible time. And because of that, your life experiences, you didn't turn away from that. You didn't push it away. Your empathy grew larger. Your
Mm-hmm.
ability to see the suffering in a human being grew larger. Those are part of the Democratic platform. And I completely understand that when you go into the courtroom, the political lines that we draw every day go away, but what's inside you and that morality that is the Democratic platform doesn't leave you. And that's why you're being endorsed by the Democratic Party. And that's why I'm happy you're running, because we need empathetic judge. We
Kind,
need,
compassionate,
right.
empathetic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes,
We need those
absolutely.
types of judges on the bench. And so to me, I completely understand why you're being endorsed by the Democratic Party. And I'm grateful that you are running. Don, if you could tell people to focus on a particular case that's going on in Pennsylvania right now, what would it be? Is there something that you're following in the judicial system that you think we should be paying attention to?
Well, I think we really need to pay attention to what I read today, which is the person in the White House is trying to issue yet another executive order. And
Hmm.
this executive order is going to ban mail in ballots.
Yeah,
I think we have to pay attention to that.
I agree. I feel like everything that he does is just a gigantic air horn of ridiculousness to distract from, the dismantling of democracy, even though part of that executive order is, trying to get rid of a piece of our democracy. But a big reason why I'm doing this show is because I want to focus on what we can control, and
Hmm.
people in Bucks County who can vote for someone like you, that's a lot of
Hmm.
control we still have because
Sure. Sure.
So the legal system is a type of system where nobody ever wants to be in front of a judge, right?
Hmm.
But people in Bucks County have the opportunity to vote for someone like you, someone who's empathetic, someone who cares, someone who will listen and see them and get you elected. And
Hmm.
that's a vote that Donald Trump can't take away from them,
Right.
right?
Right.
That's power. And so, yes, Donald Trump and the Republicans in Congress are going to keep doing what they're doing, but we have to focus on what we can control. And people in Bucks County, you can elect Don Burke to the Court of Common Pleas on November 4th, and that's a lot of power. So
Agreed.
that's what
And
I'm trying.
our judges hear election law cases. I was appointed by the Pennsylvania Dems to handle the Bob Casey provisional ballot issue,
Hmm.
where I argued everybody's vote should count.
Yeah.
And that case does go to the Court of Common Pleas. It
Yeah.
eventually goes to the Commonwealth Court, but
Hmm.
it will
Right.
start in the early stages in the
Right.
Court of Common Pleas.
Yeah. And so you could play a role in protecting
Hmm.
voting rights in
Absolutely.
Pennsylvania
Yes.
during the midterm elections and
Mm.
then the big elections. I mean, look,
Correct.
every election is the most important election. I say it over and over again, but the
Hmm.
fact that you could be there playing a role in protecting the democracy in Pennsylvania and around the country,
Hmm.
people in Bucks County have a chance to elect someone like you to do that.
Yeah.
So I really want to try and keep people focused, and I'm glad that they will have the chance to elect you.
There were cases here. I was a solicitor for the Bucks County Democratic Committee for 5 years.
Mhm.
And there were a lot of cases where several school board races, where the
Mhm.
Moms for Liberty
Ugh.
were going out pretending to be endorsed by the
Ugh.
Democratic Party. It was
Yeah.
awful. So I would run into court, file for an injunction, an
Hmm.
emergency petition. And fortunately, the judge agreed with me on each occasion and I was able
Yeah.
to stop it. But
Hmm.
just doing that, right?
Yeah.
And you have to get to the court in time, and the court has
Hmm.
to hear you on time
Right.
in order to be able to stop that behavior so that it doesn't impact the voters. Because
Yeah.
otherwise the voters are deceived, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
they're voting for the wrong person, not
Right.
knowing.
Right. I hate Moms for Liberty. They are a thorn in my side. And yeah, we have to keep fighting the good fight. And again, on the same ballot we are going to be on in November 4th, they're going to be
Mm.
school board members.
Yes.
And I know
Yes.
Bucks County has been the center of many controversies for Moms for Liberty. And so people have to pay attention and elect good people to their school boards as well. All right, Don, your time has arrived. And I know
Okay.
you know this game because you watch the show or listen.
Yes.
We're going to
Yes.
play Am I Lying? Okay.
Okay.
Because as a judge, you're going to be a human lie detector. And so far, no judicial candidates have gotten every question right. So you could be the first one on the Zeekly podcast.
Well,
Okay.
I gotta watch because I heard Judge Brendan Newman said
Yep.
that your eyes shift. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Well, you'll have
really
to put
watch.
shift. Should I say them with my eyes closed? All right. I have, let's see, 5 of them. Okay. So best of 5. Let's hope you
Okay.
get 5 out of 5. True or false? I once went deep sea diving and touched a whale.
True.
That is false. I know. I have never gone deep sea diving and I've never touched a whale, although I would like to someday. I would like to. It's okay. You can still get the next 4 right and be tied with
Okay.
Brandon. True or false? I have never gotten poison ivy. False?
False.
That is true. I have never gotten poison ivy. I know it's crazy because my mom growing up, she always got it really badly, but I've never gotten it. And I was out in the fields a lot in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, weed whacking. Never got
Never
poison
got
ivy.
it. I never got it either.
Never got it. We must be
Me neither.
immune to it.
We must be immune.
Well, speaking of immune, true or
Mm.
false, I have
Yeah.
a rare condition where my eyes don't get irritated when I cut onions.
True.
That is false. I cry like a
Oh,
baby.
come on.
I cry like a baby. I cry like a baby when I cut onions.
I don't see your eyes moving when you're.
My gosh, my kids laugh at me. When I was in undergrad getting my chemistry degree, you know how we all had those big plastic goggles that we wore, when we were using the Bunsen burners? Sometimes I dig that out of the basement and I put those on when cutting onions because
It's
that's
that bad, huh?
it's that bad. Yeah.
Wow.
This is fun. I'm having a good time. I just want you to know, Don. All right, next one. True or false? I love spicy foods and collect hot sauces.
True.
That is false.
Come on.
I do not love spicy foods. I'm a spicy food baby. I think the spiciest I get is sriracha, and that is, not that spicy.
Not super spicy.
Not super spicy. So, okay, here's the last one done. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Okay.
All right. If I had to choose between having a pet snake or spider, I'd choose a snake.
True.
That is true. You got it. You must have heard the episode where I had the python, right?
No, but I would choose a snake over a spider.
Okay. Yeah. Spiders have too many legs. It's just too
Agreed.
many legs. I don't like it.
Agreed.
Dawn, in an unprecedented fashion, Trump and Republican politicians in Congress are threatening to impeach judges they don't like. Do you feel like your role as a judge is even more important in the face of these attacks on the judiciary?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Because arguably the judiciary is the only branch of government that is remaining independent from
Mhm.
the executive branch.
Right.
So the judiciary really is the last line of defense. And
Right.
absolutely, yes.
Yeah. I mean, you are literally going to be the backstop to our rights.
hmm
So yeah, it's incredible. And I'm glad that you will stay focused on the task at hand. I think
100%.
the previous judicial candidates I've had on the podcast have said, we're going to rule without fear or favor. We have a job to do. We're going to do it, and we cannot be influenced by outside forces. And the judiciary is kind of a special box that you get placed into once you're elected.
hmm
You don't see judges on social media. They don't write op-eds. They don't. It's you do your job.
That's
And
right.
I'm glad that you will not be distracted by that nonsense. We need you to be focused on protecting our rights.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. What gives you hope?
I donated a kidney to my dad
Oh
24
my
years ago.
gosh, wow.
And it was at the National Institute of Health. So he's in the books. He has a number assigned. We have a number
Yeah.
assigned. But anyway, at 20, I'm thinking my youngest is 20, 23 years ago. They
Mhm.
estimated that kidney was going to last 10, 15 years tops, and it's still going strong.
Wow.
So that gives me hope.
What a wonderful gift. That's amazing.
It was a wonderful gift for me too,
Yeah.
to be able to do that for somebody that gave me life.
Yeah.
It really meant a lot to me. And it gives me hope when I hear things on the radio, like there's a group called Lasagna Love, and
Lasagna love.
they make lasagnas
Mhm.
for people that are going through a difficult time. And
Mhm.
they deliver the lasagnas with love and kindness. So people like that give me hope.
Mhm.
And people like a man named Neil Harmon,
Mhm.
who is in the recovery field. And I've encountered, just like in everything, there's people that are in it for the right reasons and people that aren't.
Mhm.
And Neil Harmon he's not from this area, so I'm not promoting him or anything.
Mhm.
But that man doesn't give up on people. And he believes in them until they can believe in themselves.
Mhm.
And I've seen that time and time again. And people like that give me hope.
Yeah. That's a lot of great things that those all give me hope. What great places to pull from. What plans do you have to get yourself through these next few years?
Well, I am hyper focused right now on this
Mhm.
election.
Yeah.
So my daughter's getting married in September.
Oh,
So we
mazel
have that.
tov. That's so nice.
My youngest will be graduating college she has 2 years left.
Mhm.
We have that. And I'm just going to keep doing as much volunteer work and doing as much good as I can. That's
Mhm.
my plan.
That sounds good to me. Well, Dawn Burke, running for the Court of Common Pleas in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. I can't vote for you, but gosh, I hope everybody does. And it's very good that so many people showed up in the primary. What can people do to support your campaign?
People can reach out to my website, dawnburkeforjudge4.com. People can promote. I'm running as a team.
Mhm.
So in order of where we'll be on the ballot, we have Linda Bobrins first, Dawn DiDonato Burke second, that's me.
Mhm.
Amy Fitzpatrick is third, and Tiffany Thomas Smith is fourth.
Gotcha.
So please spread the word.
Mhm.
Please follow all of us on social media, visit the website, and let everybody know how very important these races are, because they are.
That's right. I mean, again, I'll say it 1,000,000 times. Every election is the most important election, and these judicial races are consequential. And the power that we have still exists, Pennsylvania, our vote. So I will definitely promote your campaign. I have a feeling this is not the last time we will cross paths. And thank you so much for coming here on the Zeekly podcast. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Zeekly podcast. Stay hopeful and get involved. And until next time, let's keep building a stronger Pennsylvania together.